Hello and welcome to Beta Impressions for Medics. This is an experimental show just where there's a couple games I'm covering that's in beta. I'm going to look at a game. I'm not going to try to critique it too much where it's a draft copy, but I'm going to have a look at it, see how it affects the medics and supports of said game, and try to give my thoughts on it. Try to help both the player and the developer as well. So this is Loadout. It's approaching version 5.0. This is 5.0 beta. As it says here, version 5.0.2. So it's done a couple patches so far, but there could be more patches coming. This isn't what 5.0 is going to be, what I'll show later in the video, but just bear that in mind. Some things can still change. So what's supposed to change? Well, by the looks of it, quite a fucking bit. For starters, tech tree is gone. It's replaced with the new inventory system. These are some items that I've acquired through my time. How it works now, instead of, you can buy items if you want, but how you get it now is you do missions for also the new campaign. And let's show you that. There's a new campaign. PvP isn't the main thing anymore. It looks like the campaign is the new center of attention. So you can do PvP if you want, but you don't get as many items, you just get more plutonium. Plutonium is the in-game currency that you get for free. How do I explain that? You can't buy this currency, you have to play the game to do it. You seem to get the most by playing PvP, but you seem to get more weapon parts by playing the campaign. And if you make your way up to level 20, you can go into ranked mode. So I can't get my thoughts on that so far, but it doesn't seem to be much different. But I'll explain how PvP works for your levels as well. Or if you'd rather just play in a private match, but I don't think you get parts or plutonium, it's just for funsies type of thing. So do bear that in mind. So the thing about the weapon parts is you can't use the same part on two guns. It's installed on one gun, and that's the way it is. This is my main healing tool, since I main medic in many games. So how it goes, I'm level 7 right now, so that means I can't use parts that are level 8 or higher. So you can have duplicates of items, or you can have rare types, like if there's no highlight around it, then it doesn't mean a whole lot, but where this one has a green tinge around it, that means it's uncommon. I believe blue is rare, purple is very rare, and orange is elite or something like that. Let's have a... yeah, we're good. So the higher the level is, the better the part is. Like say, for example, a level 9 bioscanner gives 8% strength to the bullet. Or a level 4 standard plus 6% strength. But the thing about rarity is that it will give, each level gives another stat boost, say liquid cooling on the beam. The icons are a little bit hard to tell right off the bat, but you can just click on them. I'll give you some information on them. Say like this one gives 31% plus strength and a faster reload rate. So you're encouraged to find rare items and do like that. I have an elite double barrel. It gives plus 34 strength, faster rate of fire, plus reload rate, plus faster aim down sight. So the more rare it is, the more stats it can be tacked onto it. So checkmark means that's what I have equipped on my weapon. But if you have, say, duplicates or parts that you just don't want, what you can do is upgrade a part that you do like and try to upgrade it. So where this is, let me just check real quick. Cancel fusion. The fusion system is uncommon. The fusion system is how you get rid of parts you don't want, and how to upgrade your current items that you like. So let me take a look at any duplicates I have. So this looks like 2 turbos. So I have a level 7. I like to keep one of everything, but since I have a level 4, I'm going to get rid of that. So let's see what else I can get rid of. So I have 2 of that. I can get rid of the level 3. And as you notice, when I add items onto it, this goes up a little bit. Say if I were to add a rare type item, the progress goes up higher, but we're I don't have a second of that. I'm not going to get rid of that, but say this. I'll get rid of that. And take a look down. Got 2 Gatlings for the pulse, so I'll get rid of that. So we're almost ready for an upgrade. So I will fuse these items together. Give it a little bit of a boost. So now it has... So this is kind of interesting. The more you fuse it, the more the stats go up. So I thought it was... It gets a big upgrade, but it seems to be a little bit better. I don't know if it affects the strength itself, but it seems to have given a faster reload rate. So that's pretty useful for the gun that I like to use. So let's see how we can upgrade this even more. Where I got 2 light assaults, I can get rid of my level 4. So I'll be ready to upgrade if I can find junk items. So I don't need that grenade anymore, where I have a stronger version of it. So what I can do there is I have a dry barrel, don't need that. That's shock absorbing. Is it dampening? Okay. So it's just a matter of looking through what you have and what you don't need anymore. Type of thing. I got a bunch of these, so I can get rid of that. If anything, so get rid of that. Level 7. So it's gonna carry over. And I don't need... Well, I really don't need that, so I can get rid of that, no problem. But that doesn't seem to upgrade it by very much, so it seems that level does make a difference. So if you're getting rid of just base junk items, it doesn't upgrade by very much, but if you get rid of your valuable stuff, it will upgrade a lot faster. So it looks like it's going to upgrade to blue, so that's uncommon, something like that. So let's fuse that, see how this part upgrades. So it looks like we have rate of fire tacked onto it as well. And if we keep upgrading it, it will turn into very rare, and we'll have another stab boost onto it. So you're encouraged to play missions and to collect as many parts as you can so that you can upgrade the parts that you do like. And what else can I show you? I'll show you the campaign. I'll show you a mission or two and see how that goes. For medics, I played through the majority of Chapter 1. And the first few missions are really fun, but you have to be careful of the difficulty of the mission you're going to. Easy really is easy, kind of fun. Normal is what the game is supposed to be like, depending on your level. Where I am level 7, and this is a level 8 mission. It's pretty much in my alley, but say a level 5 mission. It's going to be pretty easy for me. And what I've also noticed about stats, this game is more focused on numbers than it was before. Where you had 100 HP and your melee damage to 40. My character right now has 300 health and does about 80 damage. It seems that you get a bit more health when you level up. So your character actually gets stronger, like a level 7 character has more health and can do more damage type of thing. But so I've been having difficulty playing these missions where I'm trying to play missions that are above my level. These are challenging, and when you get on into later missions, you have to beat at least 6 campaign missions to advance a chapter. So as you can see, I've only done a couple in Chapter 2. And you can look at what rewards you'll get for beating it the first time. But to get the reward for that mission, you have to do the objective. Like if I want 650 bloots, I need to get 8 kills. So winning the game just isn't the main thing. You have to get the objective if you want the loot. So games like this, you're not supposed to beat hard, but if you do, you probably get really good stuff for that. So what I'll do, I'll play a mission for you. I'll do a melee. So if I win this, I win a CQC pack, which I don't know what that is, but let's have a look at it anyway. So from what I played from Chapter 1, if a healer can make the game a lot easier. However, it can be harder for the medic themselves to achieve the objective, say like get a couple of headshots. I tend to have one healing gun and one slug gun. Like I kind of have a mix of my usual loadouts. I was like say in 4.0 I have 2 rocket launchers. One does healing, one does juice. Juice doesn't work in the beta right now. They have it disabled for whatever reason. So these are my teammates. And it's only 4 people in one team against however many bots there'll be. Like the campaign is run by bots, and that's the environment. So I need to do my best and make sure I also achieve the objective so that I can be done with the mission if I want to. But where you have to level up to get further into the missions and have it be an easier time, you may end up grinding quite a bit because you may have a hard time trying to beat the missions. So I have to make sure to get some melee kills. Okay, this is interesting. So you're kind of encouraged to try different parts. So it seems to work okay. But this isn't my preferred loadout, but we'll work with it anyway and see how it works. See how it goes. I don't think it's really going to. No, I don't think so. Okay, so I just fixed up my helium launcher. I didn't have it in a very good setup, so I fixed it up a little bit, see how it works. So I just need to regroup with my teammates. This appears to be Death Snatch, so if we can get some kills and collect the vials, we get points for that. So that is something to bear in mind, but there's also these. Those are pretty much the bombers, and it can be pretty hard to see. You have to keep a good lookout because those things can hit really hard, and it can be really difficult to stay for teammates because it does a lot of burning damage. It is quite severe, as you can see. Even when you're up in the air, you can still take a lot of damage. So it's still beta. And just see if I can keep my teammates and myself alive. So if I can heal my teammates, I get some health back in return. But let's see. So just chase after this guy, see if we can't get him. But one guy got me. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky to get some melee kills, but we'll see what we can do anyway. Trying to get too crazy at any rate. I'm gonna get back to my teammates. Make sure that they can stay alive. He got him. And there's a vial over here. Do that. Deny kill. Okay. Gotta get out of here. So if I can get out of here in one piece, I can pick off anyway. There, that's. So you are kind of challenged to play a bit differently than you used to, instead of just taking advantage of the bot AI and farming them from a spot. It's not exactly the loot cave by any means, but this system does encourage you to get out there and play a game a bit differently than you may be accustomed to. So let's just see if I can take out this dude. These little guys, the peons, they're super easy to take out with melee. So if you don't have a rocket launcher that does damage, melee seems to do really well, and since it does more damage the higher level you are. That's what I tend to do, because I got my slug rifle to do damage. So it can be difficult for me to shoot those little guys because they're so small, but they don't have a lot of health either. So I don't think we're doing too bad either, but do remember that things could change. This isn't the final build. So some things that people have noticed, like if you try to play a hard mission, you are going to suffer. But it is possible to get the win. You're encouraged to try the hard missions in order to. This right here is a crate, and I think that one you don't need dynamite to open it up. That one's a freebie. You tend to get decent level parts, and you have a chance of getting a cosmetic, I think, as well. Okay, so I need to back off. So it kind of reminds one of TF2's system. However, you can't. The majority of these crates are free, or let me think. A little hard to focus while I'm getting shot at. Like the parts you can't buy or anything like that. The only thing you can really buy is our boosts, or you can buy some cosmetics. But some things you can only get in the crate, it seems. Like there's some you can get the enemies' items, like what their hats and stuff, on certain missions. So there's that. Okay, just gotta. I do want to help my teammates. So there's also the matter of keeping your teammates alive and also trying to do the objectives. So you kind of have your own personal agenda. There can be the problem of your teammates taking your kills when you're trying to just do the objective. But let me see if I can get this dude. There, I got my objective done, so I can focus more on keeping my teammates alive. But do be careful for those blue rings. It can be hard to see them. It'd be kind of nice if there's like a little sound effect, like kind of like the sound of an atom bomb coming down. It's just Molotov cocktails. But one thing I have noticed with the Crow, that's what those guys are called, they don't seem to set on fire very much, if at all. Like I was trying the pyro gun, and it seems to be less effective on Crow. Like the pyro does seem to work against human players, but against Crow bots, it seems to be barely effective. I don't know if it's canon, like blue blood or anything like that, but cold blooded. But it's something to know. And it has been talked about in the forum, so it might be patched in, or it might be as a way to discourage just, well, I don't really know. Maybe it is a bug. I'm not sure what the sense would be if get out of there. I gotta get back to my teammates anyway, but those guys can be a real pain, but you have to avoid staying still. I imagine it's quite difficult for snipers to see them, or if you're just zoomed in a lot. In my situation where I can't really do that, where I have to keep moving and keep shooting them, I'm able to be aware of that. Oh, get out of there. However, someone who has to stay zoomed in has to be very, very careful of grenadiers, or however you call them. Doing alright so far, but I'm in a normal mode match, so I'm not being too tested, but I do have to stay on my toes anyway. It's like my healing doesn't outdo the bots. Like say you're in an easy match, you just spam heals at your allies, just stay in one spot, and you out heal any damage you get. So it's not really much of a problem at all. Just get some more of that set up. Watch out for that. Not doing too bad. Watch out for that. A little hard to tell what weapons are mine and what weapons are the enemies, but the big reason why I'm using clusters is that I get more healing for it. But I don't know, I'm not too used to it. But if I try to use my compact explosions, then it does less healing, so I'm a little curious as to whether it's better to just keep using this, or use what I was doing, what I was comfortable with, and just dealing with it. It's really down to you, like try to upgrade those weapon parts if you want to, or... And it's also another thing, I'm not sure exactly what the level cap is for weapon parts. I've seen it at level 20, but I have seen some... I've seen in beta pictures, like, where weapon parts have been higher than level 20. But people have been saying level 20 is the cap, so I don't know if that is or that is not. You would think it would be 40, where the level cap in this game is 40. But I haven't ever seen a level 40 part. The highest I've seen was level 22. I'm not sure if that's because it was an upgraded part, or if it was a concept picture. Again, it's still beta, so I don't know the exact information, and if I try to give exact details, they might end up changing, and that could be outdated. So, and another thing that kind of bugs me, the enemies tend to just warp around the place quite a bit. So if you're trying to melee a guy, he might just pop into the air for a bit, or might even go underground for a little while too. So it can be irritating to try to get hits on a person, but also just difficult to get kills too, because those guys have a lot of HP. Because right now it's just throwing darts back at each other. Okay, so maybe I can see if I can help them anyway. So one piece of advice I was given, when you're a medic and you see your target, you see your patient firing at somebody, you should try to help do some damage too. Whenever you can, but where these guys do so much freaking damage, it can be difficult to help with that. Because even just 1 second, your allies are dead. So that's a big thing to consider as well. We're not doing too bad of a job yet anyway. Not doing too bad. Right? I have the objective done. I don't know if doing the objective and failing the mission counts. I would assume that you have to do both. I'm nearly dead here, but I can't really go anywhere. I'm kind of trapped. Not doing. Yes, real classy. Okay. So far, I'm not having too bad of a time. It just seems it does get a little repetitive once in a while, but that's because fighting higher level enemies tend to do that. But having a medic does make it a lot easier, but it does tend to make it like this is how the battles usually go now. It used to be fast-paced, run around the place, shoot rockets. Now it's mostly this. This is what the game is turning into at this rate. So it's less action, it's more. You're always thinking about numbers, like getting parts to give more numbers, upgrading your characters so they can have more numbers. I don't know, I've just seem to be focused so much on numbers in this game, in this patch so far. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, you could argue that with Borderlands, or say, the Elder Scrolls. You upgrade to get higher numbers, health, stamina, magic, to get better equipment that gives you better numbers. I don't know, this game just brought that to my awareness. Like, I want to argue about the whole numbers mechanic, but I don't know, it's just something about grinding for parts, just willing to put yourself through torment or just try to figure out an exploit so you can get better gear. But there doesn't seem to be much of an exploit for gear anyway, just trying to get kills anyway. This game seems to have it figured out. Like, where I've noticed, I haven't played Destiny, but I've seen videos where people are figuring out where you can just exploit the AI and shoot them down in the cave. This game has it fairly figured out with, I've said this before, with the objectives and the AI and different forms of AI. There's a good amount of variety, and for a free-to-play game, it's more of a free-to-play game in this beta patch. So the ways things are set up, you can get, like, if you want to, say if you want to buy slots, like have more room for guns, or if you want to have more loadouts, things like that, they cost a lot of plutonium, but they don't cost very much space bucks. That's what you buy with real world money. Like, say to buy one loadout costs about 30,000 plutonium, I think. And I think you get about 500 blues per match. It can be quite a bit, or you can just spend $2 on it. Anything like that. We won the match, I got my objective, so that means I passed this mission, no problem. So I did alright. So let's see what we got. So I made quite a bit of progress in this mission, so I won a lockbox. So I have to get dynamite to unlock this, and you can either, I think you can find dynamite, but it's quite rare. But you have to buy dynamite in order to unlock it. So that's kind of where the free-to-play aspect kind of kicks in. I got more parts as well. I got let's see, I got common rocket, so it just fires in a straight line, plus 14%, and I got a crate that I can open for free. This one's locked, this one's unlocked, so you can just open that. So we'll have a look at that anyway. So it takes you back to the item screen when you're done. And I'm just going to default. So this one here, I don't have any dynamites. Cancel fusion. So if I were to try to open it, I need 2 bombs to unlock it. So if I were to buy bombs, how would that go? So it looks like 1 bomb is 249 space bucks. Whereas if you try to buy space bucks, this is how it is. So it seems to be $1 per 600, and you can, the more you buy at once, the more of a discount you kind of get. So it's entirely up to you if you want to. You don't have to do it in beta because, well, the way that beta's going, they're planning on doing some account wipes just in case something goes. There's a chance that they'll be doing some resets just for the sake of beta testing. So you're no way by means of, you don't really have to do this. But then again, just like in the 4.0, you can do it if you want to. So if you do actually buy something in beta, I believe you'll be reimbursed. You can either buy them again in the official patch or something like that. Anything like that, but it's 1 bomb for 250, 3 bombs for 700, and so on and so forth. So kind of how the store is, you can buy experience boosts. So this is kind of how it is. Like this is you earn these through playing a game, or you can just buy it, or you can just buy money with real world money. So things like that, where this is, let me think, about $1, be quite a few matches to play, and it goes on quite a bit. So you can buy bombs, or you can buy icons, things like that. I'm saving up for a loadout, so it'll be about, I believe about $2 or $3, but 30,000 plutonium. So it would take quite a while for me to, well, I think I only got 500 plutonium in that match. It will take quite a while to amass that amount. So as you've seen where you get random parts for beating a mission, if you just want to get a specific part, you can do that. You can either, oh it does, okay. You can either buy that part right out, or you can buy it for a set amount. It does cost quite a bit to buy it, but you'll be getting it right there and then. And the weapon part is near your level, so you're not getting a weak part or nothing too strong that you can't get it right away. So it's totally up to you if you want to get the part right away, or if you want to try to get it randomly. There's always that. But I've kind of covered it. I don't really have too much to say. I think I covered it. I think what I'll do, while the game's still in beta, I'll come back once in a while if there's any changes, or I'll try to do 1 video a week on Loadout, at least 1 video. I think, how about I show you some PvP? So you're probably wondering, with all the numbers, the stat changes and everything like that, how does PvP work? We'll take a look. So it doesn't work the way it's meant to. It tends to go to 2 versus 2, because the game's kind of stuck on just having 1 team. Sometimes it will have 2 teams of 4, or sometimes 2 teams of 2, 1 bot on each match. So there is some work to do with it, and there's also the matter of how PvP works. So to my understanding, it scales everybody up to level 20. But depending on what level you are, the closer you are to level 20, the less everything is multiplied in order to reach level 20s, level 20 stats. So say like a level 5 person gets a higher multiplier than say someone at level 10. So that's been argued that a level 5 has the advantage, but where a level 10 has spent more time playing the game, they have a better idea of what to do. So if you were to get a new account and play PvP, you could do a lot of wrecking. Now if I can get into a match here, we could show you some player versus player, see how that goes. But so you will get 4 weapon slots off the bat, but you'll only get 1 loadout. So that's a little infuriating. Like, they want you to spend some money on the game, and if you're having a good time, it's up to you if you want to, but you can buy everything with in-game money. Like, you don't have to spend real money to buy stuff, but it does save a lot of time if you just don't have time to unlock it for free. So entirely up to you. The only reason I'm really using this because it like 900 shield HP versus like I was using the health pickup, but it's level 100. But where my character has 300 health, it only does a third of the health back. Whereas this is 185, not too bad, but the higher the number, pretty much. But where I'm not level 8, I can't use these things here. So that is something to consider, but it looks like we're about to get into a match. So it tends to be bugged. It seems to be working okay right now. It was stuck at 4 people, but it seems to be fixed now. So we're at, well, 7. It can be up to 8 people. What match shall we play? Try Death Snatch. Yeah, we played Domination last time, so let's see if we can get a Death Snatch. So we'll have a look at how things are different in this round, and you'll see over here the numbers that are checked out, scratched out, are what level everybody is, but everyone's been scaled to level 20, where level 7, level 20, this guy 18 to 20, 2 to 20. So theoretically that guy has the better advantage as long as they know what to do, whereas this guy probably knows what he's doing, but less of an advantage. So there's some skill involved, but we'll just have to see how this works out. So I think we'll do this match, and then I think we'll call it for now. So I got my rocket healing gun, and I got my slug minigun. So let's see how that works out. So in Death Snatch, you do have to stay with your allies so that nobody gets pecked off. And do keep an eye on the minimap as well. I'm just trying to keep up everybody as much as possible. I do. Oh, so it looks like somebody got picked off there already, but where we were able to collect their vial. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see if I can't. Okay, that's not bad. Just try to keep your awareness up there. And see if I... Whoa! So I think it's Phoenix. He's level 18, but he's actually level 20 in this match. If it was working the way it's supposed to. But looks like I got one ally in need, but there's another vial over here. See if I can't reach. See if I can't reach that. Got it. There's a vial over here somewhere. I don't know if it's on my level or... Okay. So there's always that to consider. Off to a really good start so far, but that can always change around. Find my ally, back up my teammates. Oh, watch out. Ah. So it looks like, yeah, a grenade blew up my arm. It can be a little hard to tell how he died, but just watch out. Just try to keep my allies and make sure that I don't get picked off too badly. I shouldn't bother with that, maybe? No. I know what's going to happen there. Not going to be good. So I'll leave that down there. Okay. It's a little tricky to land my hits with the cluster. But it could be just, I'm not too experienced with it either. So it could work. If I can get direct hits, and that works the best. It looks like my team's been getting the vials quite well. So we seem to know what we're doing anyway. Over here, see if we can't get them. There's another vial over here. Make sure I don't get picked off. If I can find a health pack, that would be nice. I think it's up there. But I'm worried about straying from my team. That's the only thing. And one thing I've noticed from the campaign, when you kill a certain enemy, they will sometimes drop a crate. It will usually be an extra weapon part you'll get for finishing the mission. Sometimes it's a crate, but it spawns where they die, so if there's a group of enemies there, you have to be careful about whether or not to get it, because it will despawn after a little while, it seems. So you have to kind of debate whether or not you're going to charge into the enemy group and try to grab that actual weapon piece. Say on missions where you cannot die more than a certain number of times, that can be very stressful, but it kind of punishes greed as well, so not an entirely bad thing, I don't think. So it looks like grenade that guy has very effective grenades. But I don't have very good medic items. I just have the shield because my med kit hardly does anything. I don't have a healing grenade. I don't know how effective they are in this patch because everything's mostly changed around. Do be aware. Oh, didn't see him. 2-1 right now. I think it's get to 3,500. We'll win. Still 10 minutes in the match. I hope this can wrap up. Alrighty. No, not having too much trouble at all. So I wonder if it's imbalance or anything like that. But got some people behind me. See if I can't block them. Okay. Probably could. Alrighty. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. So it looks like my guy's using sniper rifle. But, oh, just gotta see if I can't grab that. Let's see if I can't do reload. And see if I can't just get my capsules to hit somebody. Looks like a guy down here. Nope, not gonna do. Better just go back to my ally. Okay. Gotta be careful about fire. The thing about fire in this game, if you don't know it already, say in a game like TF2, if you're on fire, you can run through your allies, doesn't do anything. Not so much in this game. If you're on fire and you run into anybody, they'll catch on fire as well. So there be that to consider. And I got burnt to a crisp. There's that vial just sitting there, but looks like the enemy got it. But they're starting to catch up a little bit. So we can't let our guard down just yet. The match is not over yet, by any means. See if I can't. Oh! Okay. Alright. So that was bots, so I got a little bit lucky there. So, can't. So the way I use this rocket launcher, reload rate, if I can upgrade that, all the better. But I'll have to get rid of that. Get rid of that cluster cut, because that seems to be holding me back some. Making my healing less effective. Seems to be doing alright though. Like if I can land a direct hit, then it does more healing, because the part is a higher weapon parts. Is a higher number. Okay. So shotgun and melee can be very effective, but just where I have to stay with my allies, I'm going for a more long range type of weapon. Okay. 3 against 1, I think we got this. Alright. In a little bit of trouble. In a lot of trouble. Oh, we got it. Very good. MVP wipe 2 points. So that's way to bear. That's player versus player in a nutshell. It's pretty much the same as what was before. Just everybody's at a fixed level, and everybody fights out that way. So you can get the advantage by having the weapon parts you want. So I can see there my health is 300 instead of 100 as it is in 4.0. And it seems like you get quite a bit of plutonium, because in 4.0 you get roughly 500, but I don't know if it's anything to do with that. But you do get, you do seem to get more plutonium per match. So there's that. And you can't play match after another match anymore. The server shuts down, so there's that to consider. So yeah, I think I've done a pretty good cover of the beta. If you haven't played the game before, play beta if you want to, but feel free to stay in 4.0. If you want to help bug test, get feedback, things like that, feel free to do it. And yeah, if you're a medic or you're playing support in this game, you're going to be worth your weight in gold, I feel, because if you have a really good medic gun, however you want to use it, like a rocket one or a beam one, bolt or pulse, if you can use it just decently, and if it can do quite a bit, easy missions, you'll do very well. But in the harder missions, you'll be required. You feel that you're very important. So a lot of weight's on you, but you have a lot of power at your hands, keeping your allies alive and helping do the objectives and helping win, that type of thing. So as a medic, I do have a lot of fun with it. I do enjoy meleeing people, type of thing. And once you're able to figure out the AI and how they work, you can kind of have fun with it. Just don't overwhelm yourself with choosing too difficult of a mission. So once you beat enough missions, you can go on to the next chapter, try that. And if you want to go back and do the harder missions, feel free to do that. Because I've tried this one a few times and I haven't been able to get it. One time I did beat this mission, but I was short by a couple kills. So there was that to consider. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. I think I've gone on long enough, but if the game's still in beta next week, I'll do another video then, either talk about the features more or just show live commentary type of stuff. But okay then, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching.